Oh, is it live streaming?
Good afternoon, guys. I am here with Greg Blaze. Greg Blaze, you got to change your lighting a little bit. We're here on episode 5 of Lowcountry Radio. It is 1:43 Eastern Time. The date is 3/7/21. Greg, how are you, man?
I'm
How's your
doing
Sunday?
well. It's going well. I'm back at it again with aggressive afternoon drinking. This time I got an aviation
Oh,
cocktail. Yeah, so it's supposed to look a little blue, but it looks a little purple. So what it's like, it's called aviation because it's supposed to look like the sky. It's a gin-based cocktail. It's got a little bit of uh, like a cherry liqueur and gin is the main base, and a little bit of citrus notes. And for the color, it's a creme de violet. It's a violet liqueur. So
wow. Wow. That's by far that's a little bit different than just whiskey neat or bourbon neat or a beer. You've now at episode 5, you've gone up a tier of complexity with your cocktail.
you were breaking up a little bit there, but I can kind of guess what you're saying. Yeah, I'm gonna start stepping it up from now on.
Okay, I like to hear that. Greg, what do you have for us this week? I know we missed a week. Um, should have happened last week, but I've had midterms going on. I'm still trying to be a student and a scholar and a Renaissance man all at the same time, so it's been difficult. But we were able to squeeze one out. That we're doing right now.
Yep.
So, Greg, what do you have for us this week?
Well, so as you may know, recently Congress passed by the skin of its teeth HR 1, which was has to do with voter laws. There's a lot to unpack in there, and I think we might have more for it. Dig in deeper next week, and we'll kind of see what else the consequences it has. But mainly, it allows all sorts of. The main complaint with the election for some people was that it, like, the laws of ballot harvesting and other such things, but you don't know who has the ballot and everything like that. Now this kind of seems to this makes that federally okay to do, as long as it's in a federal election. I think that the other elections, the U.S. government has no control over, but the U.S. federal government has no control over. Otherwise, its states have control over how their elections take place. But this allows a lot. Some of the behavior we saw on election night, November 3rd, and then also what passed was that $1.9 trillion spending bill. Because what they learned from the stimulus package from the Obama era was it didn't work because it wasn't enough, and so they went for it this time. Everyone, supposedly the people that are eligible get $1,400 stimulus. They wrote it. Excuse me, They wrote it so that federal inmates get stimulus checks, which includes people on death row, like the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooter is apparently eligible. You know, it, you know, bad writing for laws. You create these huge bills, and you inevitably get bad, things you don't want happening. Um, that guy should. I don't want to say his name. I don't even know it, but I think for people like that, they don't deserve notoriety. But he should never get any money like that. It's ridiculous. If it's true, I'd have to read into that more. But it seems like he is eligible. And speaking of death row, Virginia just outlawed the death penalty. The interesting thing about that was they claimed that Virginia had carried out the most death penalties of any of the states, if you included its time as a colony. And it's just like, well, that's an unfair, like, it's the oldest colony, like, that's a little unfair comparison. I don't know the numbers as from the start of the United States, but hangings were pretty big back then, so it's not unreasonable to expect that the most deaths would be most federal executions would be by Virginia. personally, I don't believe in the death penalty. I think that, if you could some heinous acts, you should just rot in a hole. You should never see anyone ever again. That's just, maybe that's cruel and unusual, but that's just my opinion. And I was reading an interesting article about this lady who had she was wrongfully accused of killing 2 police officers. Her and her husband were on death row, and her husband was executed. But she was exonerated later. And these people that are exonerated when they're in prison so long, they get out and they're just angry. Like, you wasted your life. Like her parents died while she was in prison. Her children were fostered, and she's actually started a healing thing. So for people that are in the situation, she started this kind of like nonprofit where it helps them kind of cope with what happened to them. I found this kind of interesting story. I kind of liked a lot. Forgiveness. She said you can't. I think the takeaway was like you can't really. You have to forgive yourself, because that's you be at peace with yourself. So that was some interesting things I've been reading. I've been doing a lot of reading recently.
That must be nice.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of reading too, but it's not that reading you want to do.
Yeah, you'd be, wow. You can only read about the statute of fraud so many times.
I heard it gets more interesting on the 100th read.
Yeah, it does for sure. Well, I mean, once you figure out, they call it my legs, which is pretty funny, which are like the six sort of contracts that are covered by the statute of frauds. I know no one really cares, but it's called my legs, which I thought was pretty funny. It reminds me of SpongeBob. I'm sure I'm the only person who thinks, the only lawyer ever to read that and go, oh, yes, SpongeBob.
My legs.
My legs. Yeah. So it's okay, man. I mean, it's interesting for sure. Who knows? But
more power to you. I haven't gone back to school yet, so I haven't faced that.
I love it.
Your face told me everything I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. So really, like, my first thought, I always hear these like stimulus packages, these bills, the whole night. I always hear these things. Our whole lives been hearing them. Like $1.9 trillion. Like, what really is $1.9 trillion?
Oh my God!
No one. You could tell someone 100 million or a billion or a trillion, and most people don't even have no concept of what that is.
Humans naturally, like you're not built to understand, like we're not made to understand large numbers, because it's like, how often do you see like enormous numbers of things? You kind of just generalize it after a point because you can't count them. So it's like it's in human nature, because like thinking about the size of the universe, it's just like it's big, but you don't know how big really. Like you can't conceptualize.
I'm pretty sure we're 28. Is it $28 trillion in debt or $28 billion in debt?
Oh, trillion. We're in the trillions.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're right now $28 trillion in debt, and it continues to go up. So just throw in another 9 there, and who really cares? What really is debt at this point in our lives? Like,
it's honestly like I think the kind of like it's arbitrary. It's like a promise to pay at this point. I think that's kind of how everything's built. I'm not really big into like all those like higher level economic like policies and thoughts on that, but I don't go spending more money than I could ever hope to pay back in my lifetime. It's like I think that
concept of credit, like I put my house on the line. That is insane to me. That is crazy. I know it's like a normal thing now, but like I still have trouble all the time wrapping my head around it. Like, I just think that's nuts. To ever be in debt to someone is something I never want to do.
Yeah, and I like that's another thing. Is like a lot of people, not entirely fiscally responsible and avoiding credit, where like a risky credit purchases is it's one of those like healthy things to do. I mean, I'm not one of those people who like buy everything in cash. It's like just like don't overextend yourself is kind of my philosophy. Credit has its own has its place in my opinion, but spending more than you ever could possibly hope to pay back is a little I don't consider that wise. And that
I
was
don't
my
think
problem.
yeah. Hopefully no one considers that wise.
Well, I think there's politicians that consider it, the politically expedient and wise thing to do, but fiscally, I don't really think it's that wise. I kind of, it's one of the issues I had. I don't think we're ever going to get, someone that's, like Rand Paul. It's like actually fiscally responsible. Trump, upped the spending. He upped the deficit. So it's one of those things where I don't think we're ever getting anyone that takes it super seriously unless we have it like, and I don't think it'll ever get to this point unless we have like a massive collapse. And I really hope it doesn't get to that point.
I've got a fun story about money. So I've recently started doing Postmates, like being a delivery driver. So I've been doing that in order to get a little income in. And I probably did about 15 or so deliveries before I was like, eureka. So it was really when I did this really large delivery last week on the 3rd. And this guy ordered like $50 worth of Bojangles. And okay, so I like basically how my day goes. I wake up, I have my coffee, I do my readings for class, I have class, and then I have like a 2-hour window where I can either prep for my class, my next class, or I can go make some money. And usually I prep before. So I decided, I'm gonna go make some money. So I go to Bojangles, I wait in line at this Bojangles. There's a customer who is arguing with one of the managers. They are like literally just hate speech across the counter. He's like, I'm going to get your ass fired, blah, blah. They're arguing. And I'm standing there and my order for this guy is like on the counter, but some of the food is behind this glass. So I'm watching these two fight and I'm standing there. I'm like, okay, can I just like reach behind this and like grab my food? And when I go, to reach behind it, she stops. She's like, 1 second, honey, 1 second, then continues to berate this guy. So I'm waiting there for like 15 minutes while these two hash it out. Finally get my food, and then I drive. And this guy, he had ordered 3 family meals from Bojangles. That's a ton of food already. 2, I didn't even know they had this Bojangles. 2 cinnamon twist boxes, which are like Cinnabon, but from Bojangles. It was just, I was like, what? And then 3 or 4 like fruit punch from Bojangles. And I was like, this is insane. It was like $50. So I drive this guy's place. I have all the food. I hand it to him. Of course, the guy is the circumference of a sun. I'm surprised that the world does not revolve around this guy. He's so large. The gravitational pull is just incredible from this man. I give him his food. He scurries back up to his apartment. And I'm like, okay, usually if it's a big order and you have to wait, they usually tip you pretty well. This guy gave me $1. And
well, that's generous of him.
Postmates is all tips. So I was like, shit. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh. So I sat and I thought, and I was like, how can I make more money from this? Because this is not good. So I started giving out little baggies in all my things. And I give people 2 mints and 2 little miniature Hershey bars. And I have a little note that says, I really appreciate your business. Thank you so much. I'm doing this to pay for law school, and any tips are like greatly appreciated. Best, Thomas. And last night I worked for 3 hours and I made $65. So
damn,
big brain stuff. So I'm gonna be a millionaire in like a week. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. He tipped you $1. Oh my god.
Like I'd rather just have the guy literally just spit in my mouth. Like that would have been better than give me $1. Just stiff me, dude. Don't give me $1 for this pickup. Look at this. $1.
It's like that's all I had in my bank account.
Like you order $50 from Bojangles. I'm not expecting you to be the king of like the Prince of Saudi Arabia, but like, if you're gonna give me $1, like at least give me $1.50.
Oh man, that's incredible. I can't believe you.
But dude, these little baggies, they work. And like last night, I like $7 tip, $6 tip, $7 tip, $10 tip, $7 tip. It's the move. It's the move. It costs nothing. You read 1 chapter of Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, and now I'm already a businessman. So,
That's funny. um,
Okay, quickly, since we're doing a live stream, we're 15 minutes in. At 2 p.m., the St. Lawrence Women's Skating Saints, arguably the most historically dominant team out of St. Lawrence, are facing off against the number one seeded Colgate University for the ECAC championship and a ticket to go to the Frozen Four for the first time in 12 years. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, I heard. I saw yesterday that they hadn't beaten them. I think they had won previously, but I heard the news yesterday that they beaten Clarkson, which is they
swept Clarkson this year.
Yeah, Clarkson.
And Clarkson's like a powerhouse. They won the championship last year. So
for those you don't know, that Clarkson is our rival. They're the Route 11 rivalry. They're just the next town over, and they are. Their women's team is very, very good, and they've always been, very. They've been direct rivals. The men's. I remember going to men's hockey games, and those are a little rowdier, obviously, because they're the prime time spot. Our men's team isn't good, so I would have preferred.
This year they are good.
Oh, this year they are good.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
we're back. We're getting back. Yeah, we're back.
So for I feel like it's whoever's dominant should be the main time slot because I
agree.
Because for a couple of years there, I think our sophomore year was decent, but freshman year was really good, sophomore year was decent, and then junior and senior year weren't very good. And I would have much rather had the women's team the games prime time because they were much more interesting to watch.
Our women, I'm trying to get their record up right now. 1 second. It's coming up. I'll give you the record for the women. What? How is that our record? And we're going to the championship. We're going to the dance. All right. So
it better be good.
All right. Oh, okay. We've had a really big win streak. All right. We started off the season with 1, 2, 3 losses.
Great start.
All right. We've won 3 in a row. We swept Clarkson. We beat Clarkson 4-3, 2-1, 5-1, and then 4-3 in OT on Friday in the semifinals. And now we're playing against Colgate. So we're 6-6 on the season. We're 4-1 at home at the beautiful Appleton Arena. We're 500. I mean, that's not incredible. It's not incredible at all.
But you know what?
You got a ticket to dance.
Yeah, you got a ticket. You got a ticket to play. You can't. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Fun little fact. The women's hockey team at Clarkson, they won the championship last year. Not many people know this, but on the women's staff, their entire staff, from head coach to hockey ops to film, everything on the women's side of hockey at Clarkson, they are all St. Lawrence alumni.
No wonder they're so good.
Yeah, no wonder. So it's a little odd that we're basically funding this rival, you know what I mean? But it is kind of cool that everyone there who's having so much success, they're all alumni. Jeremy Sylvain, good luck today. He works in hockey ops for the Clarkson's women's team. Good luck, Jeremy.
Yep.
So
Jeremy.
Yeah, they win. He'll get a win. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, they got eliminated. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Sorry, Jerry. I forgot you got eliminated, you schmuck. But
maybe next year, buddy.
Women's team, let's check out their stats. Not many people know this about me, but I used to do for KSLU radio. I did broadcasting for the men's team when we were good. I actually started the first student-run broadcast in St. Lawrence history, so that was a lot of fun. We've scored 28 goals all season, and our opponents have scored 34. Let's look by the team here. Our leading point getter in 12 games is Anna Segdi, and she is a freshman. What?
That right? So you better hope you pronounce that right.
I hope I did. Yeah, I think she's a freshman. Let's look. She's got 12 points, 4 goals, 8 assists. Yep, she's a sophomore. She's from Michigan, so good for her. Let's see anyone that we know. No one that we know. This is an entirely new team, obviously. Her shooting percentage is insane, which is kind of crazy. But Good for the women. Hopefully they win today, beating Colgate. Still waiting for the stream to start. So I don't know. They're on ESPN Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, you can check them out. Just type in ST period and they'll come up. So,
do you know who? Do you have a suspicion who's going to be in the Frozen Four, or you have not looked into that much?
Let me look. So I want to say the USCHO, which kind of has the general consensus of like they rank the teams throughout, like, you know what I mean? There's usually a couple teams, and I'll just try to guess this before I even get on the website. It's usually like Minnesota, Clarkson, but they're gone. Okay, I can give you the ranks right now. Wisconsin. Oh my God, this is crazy. Okay. Wisconsin's ranked number 1 in the country. They've lost 2 games all season. Guess who number 2 is?
Is it Lawrence?
It's Colgate. Colgate is ranked number 2.
Colgate's ranked number 2. Oh, wow.
In the whole country. They've lost they're 12-5-1. And then it goes Northeastern, Clarkson, who we eliminated, so that's good. And St. Lawrence, they are 18th. So not good.
They're playing a little above their ranking there. That's for sure.
100%.
I think that's the problem with ranking is it uses like total. Like they're using total win percentages, right, of the games. It's like, but that doesn't take into account like the cohesiveness you gain as you play games and as you win, right?
I think there are 2 different rankings. You have like the USCHO, and then maybe you have like the Writers Association, the Hockey Writers. The Writers, they take into account difficulty of schedule also. So I think that's pretty important. I think you're right. This one goes off win percentage. No, it doesn't, because Northeastern have the highest. I don't know. I'm out of the loop, but this game should be on now.
Sports rankings is a very, very interesting topic. It's a lot of statistics in there, and so I think like mathematically it's very interesting. I'm not necessarily a stats person, but I'm interested in like technical stuff. So
I can give you a fun stat here. Did you know, out of all college sports, what sport you're most likely, if you're a participant, to get a concussion in?
It's going to be something I don't expect. Basketball.
It's women's hockey.
Really?
Has the highest rate of concussions per players. Yep. So it's kind of crazy.
Speaking of concussions, I read an interesting article. This guy he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Can't quite remember his name, and it probably won't come to me because I didn't read it that hard. But he talked about how traumatic headache injury can cause depression and anxiety, and basically what it is like the hormones are out of whack. So if you measure your hormones, like they're not balanced, and
right.
He's tried to help people. Like for one was a gymnast, and the other was a explosive. I think he was like in the army, but he was a bomb diffuser, and he had a couple where one went off and knocked him out, and he had severe depression and anxiety, and he balanced their hormone levels out, and it actually helped their anxiety and depression, and actually it helped heal them. So it's like there's an interesting possibility there that brain injury and like the resulting what is it? What's the football thing? The
CTE.
I said CTI. CTE could have something to do with the damage to the brain, the inflammation causing imbalance in hormones, and it could that could be part of the reason. I just found that was an interesting a tidbit of medical.
My battle with concussions, it took me short term. I recovered in like 3 weeks, like the really like the sensitivity to light. But I've found that I still have trouble with memory. I had really bad anger issues for like on and off. My mood would fluctuate almost like bipolar. It's gotten a lot better, but
Hmm.
it took me like 4 years, 3 or 4 years to like, I mean, like now my brain fog is mostly gone. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's like totally nuts how separated you feel from your own body and your own mind after you get
Yeah,
that.
I can relate to
Nuts.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like the brain fog where you're like this isn't me, but like I can't think clearly. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, it's a really bad feeling. I hated it.
I used to read, even now sometimes, I used to read sentences over and over. And you know that feeling when you read something and then it registers in your brain? You're like, ah, yes, now I understand. I used to
Yeah,
read things over and over, and then like you could ask me what did you just read? Like I could just like look up from you and be like, what did you just read? Tell me what you just read. After reading 5 times, I couldn't have told you. It's
yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
That leads me on to another topic I wanted to talk about was this. I want to be careful here because I don't want to like get like raise a ban hammer on get a ban hammer on us.
We have one
But like,
person watching. If you're watching, thank you so much.
yes, there's one person watching.
One person. See the little eye? There's one person watching right now.
Thank you so much. It's humbling. Anyways, I don't want to get a ban hammer from when we eventually post this to YouTube, but there was an interesting thing I read about how the real.
Yep. Can't hear you. Yeah.
I got a phone call. I apologize. Um, I the Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. There's like the long, what they call the long haulers for COVID, right? So these people get like brain fog or other like just so there's a disease that it commonly mirrors. It's like chronic chronic um, chronic fatigue syndrome is CFS. There's a different term for it. It's like myelitic and like myalgia or something like that, where um, it's people that like was some of the. For instance, one kid, he would when he was lying down, he'd have a normal heart rate, and as soon as he stood up, his heart rate would spike to like 100. Like he'd be like 60 lying down, it would spike to 100, and it was one of those interesting things where it's like the relationship between this disease and how it mirrors kind of like the chronic long hauler of COVID, where it's like some percentage of people have these long-term effects that aren't easy to get rid of, right? So that's one of the things that isn't really talked about, because you're clear of the disease, but you have this like brain fog, this fatigue, and it mirrors kind of like the way that Lyme disease behaves for a lot of people,
Oh yeah.
because you're clear of Lyme disease, and for some people they years and years go by before they feel better, and that's and um, my criticism of the CDC on this one is that they never, it's like they didn't really like chronic Lyme, they don't like, there's no evidence of chronic Lyme disease or chronic infection, but I really do think that there is like a chronic, like the post-infective phase, which is very, very, very difficult for a lot of people. And I know quite a few people that have had gone through that, and it's not fun. You get like the brain injury, for instance, like you were talking, like the fog, like not feeling yourself essentially, and it's one of those interesting things. And another really interesting health relation to COVID is the fact that the like the more obese you are, the higher chance of you having a severe episode of coronavirus, right?
Right.
That's one of those correlations, and the causation. I mean, it's like correlation and causation are the same thing, but we can speculate, and some people say that it might have to do with like the healthy gut bacteria, right? Because
Right.
this is something that's brand new coming out in terms of medical research. Is like not brand new, but like in the past like 5 or 10 years, which is relatively new for medical research, but there's like consider humans as kind of like a symbiotic relationship with the gut bacteria. And when your gut bacteria are upset, like when they don't have a good, like you don't feel well, right? So
Right.
and they can, and it's kind of like suggested that the like more healthy your gut bacteria is, the more they help you fight things off, right? So there's a correlation between being obese and having a very poor diet, which very poor diets tend to have very poor gut bacteria. So it was kind of one of those interesting things where it's like we study the relationship further and, see what you can find out. I mean, because there's like,
kombucha could be life-saving.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, we don't know a whole heck of a lot about, and it'd be interesting to, explore it further. I mean, we'll never know truly everything about coronavirus or COVID-19, or like COVID-19 is a disease. I think it's like SARS-CoV-2 is the technical name for the virus. But we'll never know everything about it until well after this pandemic's over. I think it'll be 10 years down the line, but where we'll finally understand most of what there is to understand about this disease and how it infects people. For instance, I saw one paper that they talked about how instead of being the way it acts is like it's not a flu where it's a respiratory disease. It was more acting as if it were a this is one paper, so peer review and everything like that, but it was more acting as if it was a a disease of the blood. Not cardiovascular, that's the wrong term, but it was because some people, they get like black and blue toes, right? They get like really swollen toes and damage to the brain, everything like this, and it seems like it was affecting the bloodstream, which I found was an interesting hypothesis. And I thought it'd be interesting. Like for some people, it seems to affect them that way, and that might have to do with the cytokine storm that's like kicked up by people's immune system. But I just found that very interesting. It's like one of those. If you follow the literature and you like kind of read everything there is, there's a lot of interesting like hypotheses about the disease. So.
Well, don't want to interrupt you, but St. Lawrence just took the lead.
I do not feel, I'm not upset about that. Keep us posted on that. That's fantastic. I love that. I think
11 minutes left in the first period. They just buried a goal right in front. Really just juicy rebound right in front of the net. She scored it, but she just pounded that sucker in. So happy to see
it. Good for them.
That is so cool. Okay.
I wonder if our St. Lawrence friends that work for Clarkson are going to be cheering for us now that they're out.
Oh, they have to be. Oh, wow, they're really making some good moves right now in the offensive zone. Yeah, they're buzzing. I also have this thing. St. Lawrence right now is doing a rebrand, and I don't know if maybe this will be we're all over the place talking about some bacteria, whatever. But I don't know. Do you remember St. Lawrence is doing a rebrand to make the crest kind of like the crest is now like the thing. You know what I mean? Like what's behind you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. This crest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get out of the way. This is the rebrand.
Yeah, that's so they're rebranded that. And what St. Lawrence did hockey wise in the ECAC, we have Yale, Dartmouth, Harvard, Brown. For a while, they all had their crests on, and St. Lawrence was the only school that had like St. Lawrence on it. And then as soon as we go to the crest, they've now all gone back to the word mark. So now we're the only team that has the crest.
You're like, no.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We've got 2 viewers. Let's go. People are commenting. Hello, guys. Hello, Winslow.
Hey, guys, what's up? This is awesome. Having 2 people, normally it's only 2 people watching, and that's us.
Yeah, it's true. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it. Remember to like and share it.
If you like what we have to say.
Yeah, if you guys want us to talk about any topics, just comment on it, and we can, we'll try to throw it.
Yes, our way through it if we can.
Yeah, for sure. As long as it's not any physics or math based. But I really like this. I really like that. I really like the crest. I think it's classy looking.
Oh, I do. For those that don't know, that we used to have an old thing that was like an S with a T, and then like the T was a little small, and then there was like an L overlaid over it, and we sold it this.
Right there. See it?
Oh, you do. That was a stick and poke you had, right?
Yeah, right here. Oh.
I can't see it. I can just see your ass. It is for your ass now. You can stop this now. This is an uncomfortable view.
Anyways, I have it right here on my leg. But yeah, I like that logo enough to put it on my body. But
we sold it to St. Louis as a. I think we sold the rights to it to St. Louis. So now I see like Missouri cars driving around with it. And I was like, hey, we used to have that logo. We sold it to you.
Well, they want us to talk about those gas prices. Yeah, all right, we can talk about those gas prices. We can.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
in Canada, they right now. Hello, thank you so much for commenting. In Canada right now, they are getting just taken advantage of with the gas prices, and they always have. I remember even when we had cheap gas, they were always just getting effed, and I can't imagine how bad it is there now.
Yeah, I mean, well, here the gas prices have gone up. I think it's like 65%. It's quite a bit. I mean, I used to get during the height of the lockdowns. I used to get like 93 octane premium for just over $2. Right.
Oh,
now it's like now it's close to $4 in some places, which is, it hurts a little bit because I have to run 91, and the only thing that's available around here is 93. So it's 87, 89, and 93. And I was like, I went to the pump, and I was just like, I'm not gonna spend like $50 to fill up a 13-gallon tank. Like I did like 10 gallons, or I did like 6 gallons of 93, and then I just put the rest at 89. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna split the difference. I'll get 91 octane that way. I was like, this feels like, I mean, it came out to be around around what I was paying like right before COVID hit. But gas prices have gone up. It's kind of, it was, you were expecting it, right? Because everyone's expecting that. Right now, I had actually invested a little bit in gas stocks during like right when they dipped, and they've gone up, but I'm pretty much going to spend all those gains that I make on gas. So it's like, it's kind of a wash. I'm not too happy about it, right? It's like my stocks have gone up, but like, oh, dang, like.
All right, I can you see me? I'm sharing right now.
Yes, I can see that.
All right, so let's check this out. Look at how bad it is. I'm not going to tell you the trend, but can you see the trend? Can you see the trend here? Can you see it? You don't see it?
Yeah, I can sort of see it. Like the states that have the most in terms of oil refineries tend to have.
Oh no, I was talking about some of these like these states, maybe this state, and then if you notice these states down here.
Well, that has to do with their the gas tax policy, right? It's to be expected. When you have those kind of policies for gas tax, it's gonna go. You're gonna have more expensive gas.
Let's check out New York. Let's check this out. All right, so in our beautiful St. Lawrence County, that is insane.
What is it?
$2, 2.907. That's nuts.
But so the thing is, wait, so red's bad or what?
I think red is bad.
Well,
white
so
is good.
Thing is,
blue
like
is
that entire area is like north of the Adirondacks, and it's so hard getting gas up there, right?
Yeah,
because you have to go like roundabout and everything. Gas is always expensive up there. I remember filling up my my SUV, like I took an SUV up there for school, and it was gas guzzler, obviously, but I had to have something that was 4-wheel drive to go through the snow, and I remember like filling it up, and it was like $87. It was like, I was like, oh, it hurt. It physically hurt every time I filled that up.
In Binghamton, it is a year ago. It's up. It's up for sure. I mean,
you don't do much driving though, so it doesn't really affect you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
What do you mean? Yeah, right. You live on an island, dude. You just walk everywhere.
Okay, let's check this out. 6 months ago, I was paying $1.99 for regular, 87 regular, and now I'm paying almost $3 a gallon, man. That is crazy. Oh. That is insane.
That's a lot, yeah.
Colgate tied it up. So
damn.
Anyways,
all right.
That's crazy. Yeah, Winslow has a really good point. We were just talking about the Adirondacks. it is a more isolated area for sure. And
Yeah.
Greg, you also made that point. But okay, let's check out. Let's look. I'm going to go back to this map.
Check out like Texas or something like that. See, like, you know, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of oil refiners in Texas. Actually, you know what'd be interesting is which Dakota did it get? North Dakota, right? It was like that was where the pipeline was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Can you see this? We'll go back here. You know what? Let's check out Winslow's area. Let's check that out. Oh. We'll check out
Don't dox her.
Here.
Hold on.
How's Maryland?
I gotta mute you.
It's okay. All right, we're checking out Baltimore. Honey, thank you. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. 277. What was it before? That's nuts. That's nuts. $3.
Sorry, I apologize. My brother was
That's crazy.
wanted to know if I wanted to eat jerky.
It's $3.
So what was it before? Excuse me.
Yeah, before it was 2,318. Now it's 2,718. The regular. That's crazy. That's nuts. Now it's almost $3.
Yeah, you know, the thing about gas prices is it's a price inelastic. Things I remember from my high school economics is price inelastic. So basically everyone's just going to be paying more because, you know, you're not going to find a closer job because you right, you have to pay for gas no matter what, pretty much, because you're not going to be like, oh, this gas is too expensive, I'm going to find another job. And, you know, in the United States, there's not a great public infrastructure in terms of transportation. I'd love to see a high-speed rail. That would be so awesome. Tesla, or not Tesla, Elon Musk with the Hyperloop. If he managed to pull that off, I would be stoked, because getting between.
We can do a little. Oh, here's the national debt. We can do a little Elon Musk chatter if you want.
I like him. I used to not like him because I thought he was just like, you know, taking advantage of things, and I was like, but it was like, in the end, it's like, why wouldn't you? Because like, if you're given those opportunities, don't hold yourself back because you like principle to like, you have these like solar principles. Just like take advantage of it. Like, and he's done a great job with like making electric vehicles more mainstream. Like, you know, I couldn't find a use for it where I am currently, right? Because I don't live in a urban area, like, so it's, you know, driving that far is difficult, right? But I like his SpaceX. That's fantastic. Like, I like, good on him for doing that. Like that is like moving space exploration forward. That's awesome. Like, I'm a big fan of that.
Have you heard? Have you heard about Starbase?
No, is that the one they're like trying to do a thing on Mars?
No, Elon Musk. Here, I'll share right now. Hold up. Elon Musk is creating. Pull it up, Jamie. Jamie, can you pull this up? Elon Musk is creating a city in Texas.
Got that.
And it is called Starbase. From
He's great.
Thence to Mars and hence the stars. Crazy. He's a mad lad. He is the good. He's like the villain before he turns bad.
Right? Oh yeah, exactly. He's like the guy that's like, everyone's like, wow, he's such an awesome, like, honestly, if he's evil, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because they're like, this is how every single like villain turns out. They're like someone to be looked up to, and like everyone, like,
who's
they
gonna
do all
betray
this,
him?
It's honestly, it's like, it's gonna be like, it turns out he's just gonna enslave us all. But like Starlink, that's amazing. Like getting people like to have you know, high speed internet, and like no matter where they are. That's like, this guy's incredible. I honestly, and it's not like the thing I like about him is he's not like he doesn't really care what anyone thinks, right? Like, he named his kid whatever the hell it was, like X, like AE, like 12 or like that.
Let's not misname his kid. Let's get up the right name here. Elon Musk's kid's
there's
name.
No way you can ever pronounce it correctly. Like, dude, it's
I'm gonna pronounce it tonight. XAEA minus 12.
The AE is together. It's the Latin AE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
I don't think you're supposed to. I think it's just like I don't know. I think it honestly. I don't even think it's the kid's name. Like it might be legally the kid's name, but I don't think he ever calls him that. Like right.
I'm gonna call him A12. Imagine you're the kindergarten teacher. You just got out of college. You're probably hungover from going out to the bars. It's your first day. You're excited. It's your first day working on the job. You know, you're in Starbase. You're going through the roster of your kids, and you're like, what? AE12.
He's like, I'm gonna mispronounce this.
All right, RoboCop. I just called the kid RoboCop. Okay, RoboCop.
What else? What else has gone on? Oh, there's been quite a bit going on.
That meme you sent me.
Oh God! Oh, 4chan's back at it again. Oh, geez.
4chan, not long live 4chan, but man, they are so funny. They are so funny.
It's like, what is it? It's so some kid on my understanding is some kid on TikTok decides he wants to create a new sexuality, right?
Yep.
Because if you're
is it a meme sexuality or is it a real sexuality?
I mean, it's one of the like the OK symbol was a meme at first, and then it became real. So who knows what's gonna happen here, right?
I still don't get that.
It's supposed to mean. I think it's supposed to look like a W and then a P.
Power?
But it's like, what do you think?
But
like,
wasn't it like it was this game before?
Yeah, it was this. Don't do that. No,
it was that game.
Yeah, no, but like it's like the circle game, right? Yeah.
It's a meme. So
it's like it's context dependent because like I think it also means okay in it's American Sign Language. So it's just like it
does.
And oh yeah, divers too. It means like it's like if someone asks you like, how you're doing, you say yeah.
I don't understand how like it's like the same thing with drinking milk. How is milk racist?
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, I'll show you.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Same thing, bro.
Interesting fact about milk. Actually,
why white supremacists are chugging milk?
I remember there used to be a milk chug at school.
There used to be a what?
There used to be a milk chug at school. It used to be like the first day of spring, everyone just chugged a gallon of milk.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That was my freshman year, and then everyone stopped doing it.
The milk at St. Lawrence was so good.
I really liked it. I don't know why.
Chocolate milk was incredible. It was just like the perfect temp. Yeah. Here's an entire New York Times article talking about why chugging milk is racist.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna be I'm unapologetically gonna say that I like milk and I'm not gonna give it up.
You're pro milk?
It's delicious. Like, come on, you like a cold glass of milk, after or chocolate milk after like a hard workout. Fantastic. You can't beat it, right?
Yeah. Is chocolate milk not racist? Because it's the official re-energy drink of the U.S. Olympic team. So here's my question. Here's the homework for all the viewers. Are Olympians racist? Does the U.S. Olympic team support racism because the athletes drink milk? That is my question.
But it's chocolate milk. So is it because of the milk is white or
racist as regular milk?
Like I presume that it's because it's white. Like
I'm dead serious. I need to know.
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss, dude.
In the comments, please tell us. In the comments, I will highlight your comment. Please tell us: is chocolate milk less racist than white milk?
Okay, I got a good one here. So some kid on Twitter or on TikTok decided because he was tired of being called a transphobe that he was going to create a new sexuality called super straight. Right?
Winslow says milk sucks. Smiley
sucks.
Absolutely
that's just because you're lactose. That's because you're lactose intolerant.
We're gonna need them in and have a debate about milk.
It's so the thing is, like, some people like if you don't drink milk, you lose your lactose tolerance, right? But it's like, yeah, so like Eastern cultures that didn't really use milk, like Chinese food doesn't really use milk. They're pretty much lactose intolerant because you lose it typically, right? But in Eastern, like, did I say Eastern? Whatever. China, for instance, but like in Europe, that like milk and cheese was a big thing. So lactose tolerance has kind of like stayed. I think it's kind of interesting.
Scared of nuts. Forgot about that.
Oh, right. I had some mixed nuts earlier. Are you gonna have an allergic reaction? Anyways, so this guy decides because his claim was that he was tired of being called a transphobe for not being sexually attracted to transsexual people, right? Yep. And so he says, I'm super straight. I'm attracted to only people that are born of the gender that I'm attracted to, right? Yeah. And 4chan decided that it was gonna do the part of 4chan that isn't a honeypot. It decided that it was gonna highlight this, and now people are they started a flame war on Twitter, and who knows if this is gonna turn into like a legitimate thing. I could see this backfiring, like pretty much everything 4chan does, like that the WP, like the OK symbol thing was like, yeah, that backfired. I mean, it's just like, this is not gonna turn out well. It's funny, like if you like watching people like get angry over like really inconsequential things.
I love that. I love that type of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
I mean, yeah, it's entertaining in a way, but it's just like it's nice to take a step back and just be like let's all like take a breath here and like realize it's like this isn't life or death, like
exactly. Okay, so this guy, to quickly recap, guy makes memes, says he's super straight. 4chan loves it, thinks it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be a hit, a massive success. All right, so tell me more.
This is like the last, like this is 24 hours ago. Like, so this is a new thing. I think it's gonna burn out, or it's just gonna become something that's like not a joke anymore. It's just gonna be another pain in the ass thing we have to deal with, right? It was like now we have to identify as super straight or something like that. I don't know. Those are the like that's the two ways it's gonna turn out. This is not gonna like it's either gonna burn out or it's gonna be we're gonna have to like identify by this now, like because things like this have a tendency of backfiring. It's just how it's gone so far. So anyways, you mentioned something. I had a good story that you had mentioned something earlier. I think I lost it. Oh, you were talking about Bojangles. Oh my God, you remember that time we went to was it Wendy's?
Oh, we went to Wendy's. Anyways, okay. I absolutely agree. It does baffle me how the cancel culture takes, like, how is chugging milk racist? I understand that a group can make it racist, but like
it's like if you say something in the right way, you can always make it sexual. It's like if you do something in the right way, you can always make it racist. But it's like doesn't mean
you can make it sexual.
You prove the point right there. Yeah. It's like like I saw an example of this. It's like, oh, look at her Lamborghinis, like kind of thing. It's like it's just like how does that sexual? But like you say it in the right tone, it's just like that's sexual, right?
Right.
Oh, before we go into that story about the Wendy's, that's ridiculous.
So we're gonna try to get Winslow on. I don't know if she'll come on. I'm talking to her right now. Maybe she'll come in and talk to us about the super straight gendered nonsense here. I don't know if you're interested. Maybe. But anyways, continue. We'll see if she's coming on. I'll let you know.
Yeah. So speaking of, sexually charged things, Cuomo's under fire right now. Governor Cuomo for talking about a sausage in a rather inappropriate way. But I think that detracts from the fact that, the woman that was the like subject of this, she said that like this was fine, like I had no problem with this. So I don't think I think the sausage thing is like this. It's like it's beside the point, right? It doesn't make any. It's the fact that his administration had covered up the fact that they had essentially they had caught
bacon, sausage.
What are you doing?
You don't know that?
No. So essentially, what happened was they had hid some of the data that the old people they put into homes had died, right? A few thousand people died because of this policy, right? And the issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with that is that that interferes with the data of like of the COVID sicknesses. So that's coming out now. But he's also he's under fire for inappropriate behavior. I think that's not him. I think that's don't do inappropriate things to women. But like
makes sense. Or anyone for that matter.
Like don't do it. Yeah. But like that's like that shouldn't be the main, like that's like don't want to forget about that. But like the main focus should be the fact that his administration was covering up the fact that they had lied about COVID deaths in nursing homes, right? And it was a horrible policy, and I don't like he clearly they clearly knew it was a horrible policy, and it turns out I was reading they did a study of like where all the infections came from. Most of them came from New York. Most of the COVID infections in the United States came from New York, right? Because it wasn't the West Coast people that brought it. It was, there were some infections from the West Coast, but it's like 80% of infections were from the strain that came through New York. So it's like, had they given more accurate data, who knows what could have happened? You could have slowed it. There could have been less people dead. Like it's a what if that you'll never know the answer to. But it's still like that's poor. That's poor governorship, right?
Yeah, let me quickly play something for Governor Cuomo.
Is this that sausage thing? Oh my God, it's so uncomfortable.
This one's for Governor Cuomo. May he rest in pasta primavera. Here we go.
Everybody says I'm gonna keep it going. Eggs, bacon, bread, sausage. Skinny bitch, but I told that sausage. Got a fat ass, but I still think sausage. Got a flat ass, but I still get sausage. Nigga, but I'm rich, I eat the sausage. I'm a redhead, but I still take sausage. I'm a gay nigga, but I still take sausage. My girl's fine, I don't take your man sausage. Sausage. I eat them thick, but you know I get the sausage. Now read books, what they all about. Sausage, 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 sausage. I like girls, can I still
Oh my God, that is so loud.
You're welcome.
I think I'm deaf. Yeah, but the whole sausage thing was the worst part about it was his daughter was right next to him. You could see she was visibly uncomfortable the whole time. It's just like, oh, don't do that.
Imagine being a train wreck. Dude, his brother on the news makes me like, I want to like jump through the TV and beef stew him.
It's visual. Nice visual. No, it's more the fact that he's like he's kind of a hypocrite. It's like, that's what I don't like about him is Chris Cuomo. He's there was one time where he's like, he was talking about like not going outside without a mask on the whole time, and it's like there was a video of him like walking around without a mask on, and he like was like, dude, like at least if you're gonna say these things, at least follow him. And he like it's just like I don't have to follow the rules, but you should, like kind of thing. I don't like that attitude.
It's like when Governor Chris Christie shut down. I'm gonna get my favorite photo ever.
The bridge. Oh my God!
No,
yes,
dude. When he shut down the beach.
Oh yeah, he was on the beach. That guy. I don't like him. I really don't like him at all.
Do you remember this when he shut down the beach?
Was this for coronavirus? I don't think it was. This is
no, dude. So I'm trying to remember why he shut down the beach. He shut down all the New Jersey beaches, and like due to a state under fire of him sunbathing due to that he had closed to the beaches to the public due to a government shutdown. This was in 2017. I'm trying to remember why.
Oh, don't shut down because there's probably a government the government probably shut down due to like a deficit or something. Like they couldn't reach a deal, so we shut down the beach, right? So it was like that was. They're like, don't do that, right? Don't go out of your way to make it hurt people.
What
right? Like that was something that was done, I think, during one of the shutdowns, where like veterans weren't allowed to go see the World War II monument. It was like actually like put up barriers so you couldn't go see it. It was just like, don't do that, right? Like you can always go and publicly visit something. You're like, oh yeah, and he's smiling. What a smug bastard.
Yo, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna get my favorite photo of Chris Christie ever.
Someone calls him Krispy Kreme, and I think it's a very apt name for him.
This is incredible. Did you know he was an athlete?
Is he really?
Oh yeah, he's an athlete.
Is he? Is it for the hot dog eating contest?
Oh no. This man's an athlete. Let me share this. Here we go. Chrome tab.
You better do this on without browser history. You can get some weird suggestions after this.
Look at this. See this?
Dude, he's literally like a comic version of himself.
This is the best one. Is here he is. Look at that.
Is it fat shaming if he's a scumbag?
You know who Youpie is?
He looks like, you seen Wallace and Gromit with like the trouser thing? I really loved Wallace and Gromit as a kid, but like he looks like those trousers, Wallace and Gromit. He looks like he's wearing.
He looks like Youpie.
Oh my god, he does. Oh my
he looks
god,
like Youpie, the same exact body frame as Youpie.
That's incredible.
Is Chris Christie Youpie? Government confirmed.
Let's put it this way: we've never seen a photo of him and Youpie together. So
that's true. We never have. I don't know why they'd shut down boat ramps in New York. Makes no sense. Like COVID, you're not going to get COVID on a boat. Like
so. This is something interesting. Like people like this is in Canada. Their waterways are like very like. United States is not strict about this, but in Canada, if it's a waterway, it's owned by the federal government, and so you're allowed to actually like walk around in the riverbeds, like for the natural like riverbed. And so one town had shut down their beaches and like their access, and so these guys go kayaking up into the town, right? And they decide to go. They go salmon fishing for like this is I think like British Columbia. And they go salmon fishing in this town where it's shut down. It's like a beautiful place to go salmon fishing, and they get like 3 or 4 police officers after them. They're like, oh yeah, this is federal land. Like you can't do anything about us. Like we like they weren't being dicks about it. They were just like, yeah, no, like we're allowed to be here. Like like we didn't use the boat launches or anything like that. We actually kayaked up this like we just want to fish because this is like this opportunity we have. And they had like 3 or 4 police officers. Like one guy was like, oh okay, and then like left, and like another guy came. It was just like this whole thing where just like they were in the right.
Let me interrupt you. We have Winslow here. I'm gonna add her in. Here she comes. Winslow, are you there? You gotta unmute yourself. It says you're muted. Can't hear you, Winslow.
Of course, it's good seeing you, Winslow. Course. I don't know if you can't say anything, but so we can just
why can't we hear her?
We can talk about how milk is delicious, and you can't say anything about it now.
I love nuts. I think silence means that you also do too. So
tree nuts are amazing. I think everyone should be forced to eat tree nuts.
Everyone should be forced. Yep. Winslow, did you hear about Biden's making everyone eat a peanut? Dude, how do we get Winslow to talk? Hold up.
Winslow, are you mute now? Are you do you just not speak? Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was maybe.
Oh, I don't. Winslow, I don't know why your mic's not working. Try your phone. Try coming in on your phone.
We're gonna have to boot you if you don't work.
Yeah, come in on your phone. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, that was spicy. Right
Did you
there.
see that?
Yeah,
I don't know. Winslow gave me this. That could have been white power. That could have been okay. What was that?
I don't know, but saying white power so many times in one stream is gonna definitely get us flagged.
No, come on, hocus pocus. I think I'm the only person I get such a kick out of saying radically crazy things to my Alexa.
Oh, because it always listens. Yeah.
I always say the crazy stuff to my Alexa. It reminds me of that Whitest Kid You Know episode. Shout out to people who know who Whitest Kid You Know.
That's back when Ray William Johnson was a big thing on YouTube.
You remember that? Noah Winslow? That was racist. Thank you. Dude, Whitest Kid You Know, they had one, and it was like the main guy, and he's talking about like things you can't talk about on TV. And his whole skit is talking about how you can't talk about setting up a mortar at a certain place in order to like bomb directly into the Oval Office. Like,
oh my god,
it's so funny. Hey, Alexa, could you fart for me? Hey,
I can't believe
hey
you.
Alexa,
I can't
how are
believe you have
you?
an Alexa. Kids these days always plugged in.
I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. Let's see if Winslow is working now. Let's add her in. There she
Hello.
is. Hear her. Yes. There it is.
Hi.
One second. We're
Winslow,
gonna
how you
ask
doing?
Alexa
Hey, I'm
to
good. How
fart
are
for
you?
us. Hey,
Good.
Alexa, could you fart for me?
What?
Okay, here's Big Fart. That was
Thank you,
try
Alexa.
asking me for a
I'm
springy
so
fart.
glad that you're
Or
so
sneeze
mature.
at me.
We're definitely
Alexa.
gonna get a big audience with this.
That was
Oh
a
my
try.
god.
It's
Yo,
coming.
dude, Alexa let it rip. Maybe she's lactose intolerant.
Or squishy fart.
Alexa, give me a squishy fart.
Here comes a squishy fart. Will I play another fart sound?
No, Alexa, you're
Ew.
good. Thank you.
Dude, that's
Thank you,
bad.
Noah.
Did
That
it
was
actually? Did it actually just do that, or was that a recording?
No, Alexa, no more farts.
No more farting. What the fuck?
Farts does your friend's name do? Or just say random.
Alexa, no more farts. No more.
Try asking me for a random fart or try a 30 seconds fart countdown.
Alexa, no more farts.
Dude, they're becoming too smart.
Try asking me for
No, no, Alexa.
She
Alexa,
knows you're
mute.
trying to mess with her, and she's doing it back now. They're becoming sentient.
Oh, she turned off. Whew. Okay.
Oh, okay.
She didn't know I wanted farts.
Damn,
So-
we really do be living in
He is
the
an
future.
absolute G. Thank you, Noah. Yeah, okay, what were we talking about? Okay, we're talking about the farts. That was intellectual Joe Rogan type conversation. That was big brain stuff. You want to talk about the super straight meme?
Sure.
All right, Winslow, obviously you have a lot of comments being very tapped into this. You know, we're a bunch of cis white guys. Winslow, you're one who's kind of tapped into this group of people.
That's
So
a little bit of a libtard, one might
Yeah.
say.
one could say you could
I
be
would
a libtard.
self-identify as a libtard.
I don't want to misgroup you, but yes, maybe you perhaps could be identified as a libtard.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this? I think the super straight. I think that's kind of a meme. Me just kind of being a chaotic, neutral person. I think
Yeah.
that's
I
definitely
mean,
a meme, right?
yeah, I mean, what I would say to that, I think what people are seeing is that this dude's like, oh, I'm not really into like people like trans men. So like I think they see that as like him saying, oh, they're not real men. What like
Right.
I would see that as like him just not being attracted to them as people. I mean, obviously I think he's just doing this to like
Oh, it's
like
start
to
a
fuck
firestorm,
around
of
or like
course.
to be
Yeah.
chaotic, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's like intentionally being like transphobic or like trying to invalidate somebody, but I can see how other people are like, oh my god, like he's a horrible person, we have to cancel him. And it's like, no, I think he's just fucking
I
around.
think
Now
it
I'm
should be
like
like-
I'm not a
it
trans
should
woman
just
or
be
anything, I can't stand
okay.
it, but like
It should be okay just to like not be attracted to that region if that's the particular region that is there. You know what I mean? If you're like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like,
But
look,
yeah, but I do understand that I think it is hard when you are like, if you yourself were a trans man, you're like, well, I am like a man,
I'm a
or,
man.
like
Yeah.
or like I am like a woman, or I am this, or, like that, or the other. And it's like somebody is saying that you're not like, oh, well, I'm not attracted to you because like I don't really think of you as like a man, or like I'm afraid of that, which is like, I don't know. It's just, I think it might be personal preference. Like, I don't know.
I don't think you can shit on someone or like give them grief just because they're not. I totally see where it could come from, where like you're not validating like what they identify as, because like that's just so like, you know what I mean? You've done all this in order to be accepted, and then if
Right.
someone doesn't, I can see that. But like also you have to be like, okay, look, this is kind of just like, you know, it's just like this is just like not liking someone because they're fat.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
but the thing is like what I wonder is like how would you feel like if you met a woman and they were not assigned, like they were assigned male at birth, like
Right.
they had like been completely like
Well,
like
traps
gone through, like
like
transition surgery and hormone surgery and everything, and like they told you this, like would you still be like attracted to them? Like would that affect how you felt about them?
It's an
There's
interesting question. I mean,
yeah.
I saw someone saying like there was occasionally on Twitter there's actually people that like say thoughtful things, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them was like they're talking about how they're not attracted to not necessarily not attracted to but not interested in trans men or women, mostly because they they want to be able to like have children, right? And so if you have a relationship, a long-term permanent relationship with someone that is trans, you can't have your own children of your own with this person. So I thought that was that's kind of one way of looking at it, and I thought that was an interesting, a genuine
And I
point
mean,
of
I'm
view.
sure that there are couples like that like have found workarounds or like ways to like accommodate that within their relationship. But I mean, like if that's like a deal breaker within like you as a person and like how you want to like have a life partner, then like I can understand that. I think that's fair. I don't think that gives you the right to like publicly like shame somebody for being that way or anything like that, or like deny them like their identification or some shit. But I definitely think that like I don't know, you're entitled to like feel how you feel as long as you don't go out of your way to like devalue or invalidate like how somebody else identifies or goes about their life,
That makes sense.
to an extent. I mean, obviously somebody's like, I'm a pedophile, it's like, okay, well that's not
What
cool.
is up
Like,
with that? Okay, can we all agree that like the age I don't know what it's called, the age, like the thing where like you're an age, like you can identify whatever age you want. You know what I mean?
That I don't know how to feel about that.
I know how I feel about that, and it's not a very positive feeling. Let's put it that way.
No,
that's fucked.
I don't like that. I mean, okay, let's put it this way. It's like if you're in prison and like you're gonna be a target of like the other prisoners for like the crime you committed, like typically not a crime you like that anyone considers okay. Like
yeah,
you're not gonna don't try and get away with like making pedophilia normal now. Like
yeah, people really
that's not good. That's like no, like not a no. It's like the ancient Greeks did it. It's like it's disgusting. Like no wonder they collapsed as a society.
I just like I don't understand the whole like have you seen those photos where it's like they're like trying to like latch on to the LGBTQ community, and if I was them, I would be like, no, we don't want anything to do.
I have not seen that like personally. Like I've definitely heard about this phenomenon, but I have not seen stuff like that personally. That like I've never like I don't know. I think I have a pretty like good group of friends and like range
pedosexual
things like that. I'm not trying to be like I have like this many like gay friends and this many whatever. I'm just like saying that like I have a wide array of like friends with different ideas and shit like that, and never has that like come up in our talks about like sexuality or gender identification or anything like that.
Like, that's the thing.
Maybe come up once within like my time existing.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think mainstream people don't buy into this. I think it's like there's probably online trolls that are like pushing it. Like
that's
like
what it
on
was.
Twitter.
Yeah,
you think it was trolls like pushing it?
I'm reading it right now. The LGBTQ community like denounces pedosexuals. The LGBTQ Foundation.
Oh, dude, no.
They denounce them. So I don't know.
I mean, if it was trolls, they like they're successful because I was concerned that was a thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if trolls are like, hey, then like you're gonna feel, I don't know, like oh damn, like yeah, that makes sense. But like, dude, if that's real, like if it's real, or if like there's like a grain of truth to that, that's like concerning,
Yeah.
It's like today I saw like this like 60-second documentary thing on YouTube about this dude who dresses up like a dog, and he dresses up like
dude, I've seen people like that.
I don't I was at an LGBT rally in Ottawa, and one of the issues with that was I was like, I'm totally cool with being yourself and like being very outspoken and being proud, but I don't get the pup play. Like there were dudes walking around with like little puppies. You know what I mean by when I say this? Like
Yes, like people
guys
do
walking
like
around
play or horse
it's like their
or-
fetish.
Yeah, I don't want to. What
yeah,
was he saying?
yeah, it is a fetish, but I don't think it's like, I mean, it's not my thing, but I'm like, people like it and they're not doing anything like, I don't know, illegal by doing that. Like, I don't
Like, if
really
you're
give a
at the
shit if you want to do
Pride
that.
Parade,
Like,
do
not
you
all of
want?
it's sexual. Like, some of it's just like they like to do that. Like, they're just like big kids, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't, because I think that's like a big misconception of shit like that. It's like, or like, for example, like
It's
furries,
like being
it's all
sub-dom.
like it's all like a big sex thing. Like it's like a big like they have like more than that, and it's like a big community. Yes, there is like a part of that community that is like that like a sexual thing or a fetish, but like it's not in as a whole all encompassing. Just like
Did you take that
sex.
photo, Tom?
So I don't know.
No, this is at London Pride. But like this
Okay.
is just like, I don't know, man. If I'm trying to become like super, like if I'm trying to like normalize it, if I'm trying to like get it like widely accepted by everyone, I don't know. There's just something about this that's a little, I have no issues with it, but there's something about this that's a little off to me that I would be a little hesitant to like. I'm all about come on in, do what you think. Like, I don't know about that. I think I'm going to stay on the reins on this one. That one's a little.
Tom, that's violating your libertarian streak.
I'm fine. Do it, do it at home. But when you have like kids who come to the pride rallies and you're dressed up, what is that sound?
It sounds like there's like a.
I don't.
It
Wow,
sounds
munching
like
on-
there's like someone typing or like eating something. Like,
It only happened when Winslow came on. Winslow, it's got to be you.
anyways, like
It
I
wasn't
don't know.
me because I heard it. I heard it on your broadcast earlier when I wasn't on.
Interesting. All right, we'll talk about the final
Yeah.
topic before we wrap it up. This has been a long one. Is milk racist?
No, but it's not all it's crap.
Oh, them's fighting words.
Damn.
I'm gonna have to vehemently disagree with you on this one, Winslow. It's delicious.
Milk is great. Charles loves milk.
Hey man, to each their own.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
Dude, Charles
don't
does
go.
love milk, but he loves it too. Okay, Charles loves it too much. That's
It's
all
true.
He,
he
drinks.
also doesn't like
drink
sauces
water,
either.
Man. Like
Charles doesn't like sauce.
Like
which to me is a red flag.
No, ew, why? Oh god.
He doesn't like syrup because he considers it a sauce.
Dude,
Like, come on. Like, you eat your pancakes raw, like plain, not raw.
It's literally a syrup. It's a syrup.
I don't know. I guess
Not
he's
a sauce.
technically right, but anyway. So, what's?
I mean-
oh, we got to go back to the Wendy's story.
Oh yeah, final story. We'll wrap it up. Wendy's story.
You want to start this? Because okay, no, I'll start it. So what this started out as was, we visit, the roommates, the suite, our senior year. We came and visited one another. July. We went out and we went down to South Carolina, Charleston, and visited you. And we did a bunch of fun things. Saw the USS, I think it was Lexington. Yeah, Lexington. That's docked at Patriots Point. That was a really fun time. But it was like 1 a.m. or something like that, and we were like, we're really we're looking for food. Like, I think this is like the second to last night, and we're like, okay, we need to get some food. And we've been watching, looking at some really, what's that review thing where a guy goes and reviews places that are like, it's a Yelp meme. So it's like people read through all these terrible Yelp reviews. And you're like, okay, let's make this interesting, because most places were closed at this time at night on I think it was a Sunday or something like that. And so we find the only place that was open was I think it was a Taco Bell and a Wendy's, and it turns out the Taco Bell was closed. So we go to the Wendy's, and so we pull up to the door, or we pull up to the window, and he goes, we're like, hi, can we order can we order this? Can we order some of these? And he goes, oh, we don't have those. Like I think it was like, can we order like a Big Mac? Or not a Big Mac, a bacon
Like
bacon. He goes, yeah, can we order like cheeseburger bacon? He's like, oh, we don't have those. And he's like, oh, what do you have on the menu? He goes, chicken, some chicken nuggets, and some fries. It's like what do you mean chicken? Like what is it? So we rolled up to the
what type
window.
of chicken? There's like 10 different types.
Yeah. It was like we got like. And so we like after like 5 minutes. So this guy was like, it was late at night. And this guy was like obviously pretty tired because he was mumbling very, very hard. Like it was very hard to hear him through the thing.
Yeah.
It was like translating to a foreign language. It was so difficult. And we're all like pretty buzzed. And so we're like, what is he saying? And so finally we figure out, he's like, oh, he's talking about sandwiches. All right. And so it's like, okay, we'll get a chicken sandwich, we'll get the nuggets, and we'll get the fries. And like it was like between like four of us, and we got like 3 things. It's like, oh my god, it was terrible. We rolled up to the window.
Yeah.
You go.
No, you got it. Continue.
So we roll up to the window, and it doesn't come to the window. So we're like what? So we go back around, and we like have to like talk to him again, and then we roll up to the window, and he's like, here you go. And then there's a guy in line behind us, and we're like, good luck, buddy.
But like, if you read the reviews of the Mount Pleasant Chick-fil-A's, of the Mount Pleasant Wendy's, it is so funny because every single one there is just ripped apart. They trash them, and they are so bad. The service sucks. Like, the food's terrible quality. It's just like, it's so funny. It's so funny to read. It's so funny. But
it's like we were looking for IHOP because the night before we'd been over at No, the night before we had IHOP, right? Because they brought Trevor here.
Oh yeah, we did. We had IHOP.
We were hanging out at his neighbor's house, and he'd playing like Feels Like Summer, for like the 20th time that night. And it was like 2 a.m. He'd given us like tequila. It was a great time. Had a lot of fun. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. But all of a sudden, IHOP shows up, and it's just like we're in his kitchen. Like this guy's like what? Like he's like 40, right? Yeah. So like we're in this us 20-year-olds like in this 40-year-old guy's kitchen, just like eating IHOP, and his wife the next day he's like, "What is this IHOP from?" He's like, "Oh, sorry, we got hungry last night." It's like,
that was
desperately wanted IHOP again.
Yeah. Well, that's a fun podcast. Winslow, do you want to say anything? We'll have you on for a full time here if you want next time. But
you got any funny stories you want to tell?
That sounds dope.
Okay, sweet. Well, guys, thanks a lot for coming. That was live Lowcountry Radio.
I'm not going to be funny on the spot.
That's fine, Winslow. Anyways, Greg, you want to say goodbye?
It's been great talking to you all. It's great having you on, Winslow. It's fantastic talking to you. Even if you are, as you say, quote, a libtard, best part about,
Thank you for having me.
living through life is being able to poke fun at yourself. So, I stand by that. So,
we love you. We appreciate you that you're good parts we can talk to.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everyone who watched. Noah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember to like and share and subscribe. And this has been Lowcountry Radio episode 5. Thanks a lot, guys.
Have a good one.